scrolling to your number. 6? Okay. So I'm going to take the derivative of both sides. This is implicit differentiation. I know that A because it's chapter we're in, but I know that B because like y is not by itself. So I can't solve that for y. So I'm going to take the derivative of everything, and when I take the derivative of a y, I'm going to multiply by dy dx. So that's chain rule. So ln's your big guy, y to the third is your little guy. So the derivative of ln is 1 over. And then we just leave the little guy there. But then I multiply by the derivative of the little guy. So what's the derivative of y to the third? It's 3y squared. But then I took the derivative of a y, so times dy dx. On the other side is just 5. And if I look at that like 3y squared over y to the third, that's really like 3 over y, right? Because there'll be 1 extra y on the bottom and 3 on top. So like 3 over y times dy dx equals 5, and then I think I would probably multiply both sides by y over 3. So that would all cancel, and you would get dy dx equals 5y over 3. What's that, Malik? Yeah. Close.
You 7.
7. So I can't. Y is not by itself, right? So I got to use implicit. I don't see any product rule because those are being added, not multiplied. There's no chain. So the derivative of x squared is 2x. I didn't take the derivative of y, right? This would be 12y squared. But I did take the derivative of y, so multiply by dy dx, and then 10y, and I took the derivative of a y, so multiply by dy dx. And then I'm going to factor out dy dx over here, which will leave me with 12y squared plus 10y. With me, Connor?
Yep.
And then divide everything by that chunk here. And those will all cancel, and this is your answer. They might have taken a 2 out of everything, so it might be like x over 6y squared plus 5y. But that's the same. Is that right?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Others? Alright, so again, like I know we're doing implicit differentiation, so like you know that's what you're gonna do. On the gateway you won't, right? On the AP test it's not gonna say like do implicit differentiation. So I'm trying to understand like when and why you're doing it. So why I can't get y by itself. That's the main reason we're doing this. So I'm just gonna go one thing at a time. So the x to the third is no big deal. One thing, that's just 3x squared. And then the y to the third will be 3y squared times dy dx. And then on the right hand side, you got a choice. So I'm gonna let you pick. You could either look at it as like 6 times x times y and kind of yank the 6 out and do product rule with the x and the y. Or you could look at it as like 6x times y and do the product rule with like that as your f and that as your g. So you can pull the 6 out or you can not. I'll let you pick. You like this one? Okay. So it is functions being multiplied by each other, right? Variables being multiplied by each other. So we do need to use product rule. And I'm going to look at it. I'm just trying to show you here as though it is 6x times y. So fig plus give, right? So fig 6, f prime is 6, and then g is y, plus give, so what's g prime? Almost, times dy over dx, right? So it's 1, and then times, I can just really write dy over dx. Times, so that's give, and then I just write the write the f. You get that? And then I'm going to get all my dy dx's on one side and everything else on the other. It doesn't really matter which. So I'm going to move this over here, and this thing with the dy dx over here. I'll end up with 3y squared times dy dx. So this will be negative because I brought it over, so minus 6x times dy dx. And then I got the 6y that was over there, and then this 3x squared when I go over there will become negative. Then I think some of you guys are probably getting to the point right now where you can see, you can skip a couple steps really. This is x, right? Like when I factor out a dy dx, that's what's going to be left over on the inside, right? And then what am I going to do with it? So I'm going to divide by it. So doesn't this stuff just end up underneath over here? So I don't have to skip those steps. But I think some of you are probably totally fine doing so. So then I would divide. Those will cancel, and this will be your answer. And then you might have divided everything like by 3. So I might have said like 2y minus x squared over y squared minus 2x. But those are the same. That's okay. Good. Others? All right, let's look at 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. On the note part. So tangent lines, horizontal tangent lines, vertical tangent lines. That's kind of the stuff we're getting into today. So find the equation of all tangent lines. Give me one equation, and then give me an x value. Tangent lines, I know are y equals blank times x minus blank plus blank. Tell me x equals 1. So I can go ahead and throw a 1 in there. How do I find the y value? Like, how do I find what goes in that slot? Plug x back into the regular equation. So if I plug 1, I know x is 1. So it's really, I'm looking for like this dot, like 1 comma something and 1 comma something. And we're looking for the tangent lines. So there should be 2 answers. So there's 2 spots when x equals 1. So I'm going to go 1 squared plus y squared equals 4. Which is y squared equals 3. And then y equals plus or minus the square root of 3. So there's 2 tangent lines. Both of them have an x value of 1. One's got a square root of 3 y value, and one's got a negative square root of 3 y value. So I'll just write and process for a second. Questions on what I'm doing there? Okay. So then I gotta find the slope. How do I find slope? Take the derivative. So I gotta take the derivative of that. Well, so I'm gonna need to use implicit differentiation for this because y is not by itself. So if I go take the derivative, so 2x. Excuse me, equipment change here. value and the y value. And then I gotta find slope. Slope is derivative. So let's take the derivative of that. So 2x plus 2y, but I took the derivative of a y, so multiply by dy dx. And then the derivative of 4 is 0. And then I'm going to get dy dx by itself here. So I'll have 2y dy dx negative 2x. If I move that 2x over, And then if I divide by 2y, those cancel, and my dy dx. So normally I would tell you just to leave this. Like those 2's are not wrong, but I do have to plug in. So it's probably easier for most people to cancel and plug into like the actual negative x over y. You can plug into either one of these. They're about the same, but I think this is probably just easier for most people. So all I did there was take the derivative and then solve for dy dx. So this is my derivative, which means this represents my slope, right? So if I want to know the slope at this point was 1 comma square root of 3. This point was 1 comma negative square root of 3. And I just plug them in. So normally when we're plugging in slope, I think so far we've only plugged in like x's. But there's a y in the equation too, so we plug in the x and the y. So if I plug 1 comma square root of 3 into negative x over y, I get negative 1 over the square root of 3. So that goes there. And if I plug in 1 comma negative 3, I get negative 1 over negative square root of 3. So just 1 over root 3. I get that. Well, same process as always. It's just now you got implicit instead of a regular derivative. Question on that one. Okay, erase, or is that one still right? Alright, horizontal and vertical tangent lines. If the tangent line is horizontal, what's the slope? Horizontal tangent line, what's the slope have to equal? Wow, we really need both of them. 0, yeah, yeah. It's weird, because I'm used to like asking a question and then like instant response, and no one else gets to think. It's different. Okay. Horizontal tangent lines, I want the slope to be 0, which means I want the derivative to be 0. So I'm going to take the derivative of that, so that equals 0. So 6x plus, this would be 4y, but I took the derivative of a y. So multiply y dy dx equals 0. And again, why did I set it equals 0? It wasn't just like random. Oh yeah, that works too. Yeah, yeah. Also, we're looking for horizontal tangent, but no, that makes sense too. I'm not even. No, yeah, you're right. The derivative of 16 is 0. That's why I was like ahead of myself. So I'm gonna solve this for dy dx. So 4y times dy dx equals negative 6x. Just subtract it to move that over there. Dy dx equals negative 6x over 4y. So that's the slope. This is what I was a step ahead of myself. That is the slope. And what do I want the slope to be? I want it to be 0. Why do I want the slope to be 0? Because I want horizontal. So this is my slope, and I set this equal to 0. So you set 0 over something equals 0, yes? Something over 0 equals undefined. We agree on this? Okay. So if I want this fraction to equal 0, do I want the top to equal 0 or the bottom? The top. And if you really wanted to, you could set the whole thing equal to 0, but like let's say I multiply both sides of that equation by 4y. Well, then cancel there, then what's 0 times 4y? It would still be 0. Either way, I want when I solve this, I'm going to get that x equals 0. You feel like really good about yourself, like you did something. But then you realize horizontal tangent lines don't look like x equals something. What's the equation of a horizontal line? Y equals something. So I've gotten an important part of the problem done, but not done. If I know x equals 0, can I find the y value that goes with that? So put 0 right there. So 3 times 0 squared plus 2y squared equals 16. I'm going to solve this for y. So 3 times 0 is basically just 2y squared equals 16. So y squared equals 8. And you'll have like y equals plus or minus square root of 8. Are those horizontal lines? Y equals number. So I'm good on that one. Is that okay? Questions there? What I'm doing? I'm like summing from 80 right now. So get your calculators out because I do need your calculators to show you something at number 5. That'll be back in a moment. All right, number 5. So vertical tangent lines. Vertical tangent lines. So now we're thinking about kind of the opposite of what you did. If our derivative is 0, it slopes horizontal. If we want a vertical, what does that look like in a fraction? 0 is in the bottom. So we want an undefined slope. So we want the slope. So we want the bottom of the slope to be 0. Because that would make an undefined slope, which is a vertical line. So I'm going to take the derivative. Why am I taking the derivative? Because I'm interested in the slope. The derivative tells me slope. So 6x plus 4y times, wait, it's the same as that one. So can I just jump to that, like, what dy dx is? It's the same derivative, right? So negative 6x over 4y. So when I wanted a horizontal tangent line, I wanted the top to equal 0, so that this whole fraction equals 0. And that's what I went through with. Now I want the vertical. So I want the bottom to be equal to 0. So I take the 4y, set that equal to 0, and get y equals 0. It's kind of similar. Like I feel like I did something, I got an answer. But I'm not done. It's not the answer because that is not a vertical line. That's a horizontal line. Vertical lines are x equals. So I have to plug this back in here and solve for x. And that's why I have a calculator out. We'll get there in a second. So 3x squared plus 2 times 0 squared equals 16. So 3x squared equals 16. And I can kind of at this point see that not much good is coming from this. Because I'm going to have to divide by 3 and then square root it. So I could say like x equals plus or minus the square root of 16 thirds. And actually, let's just do that for today. That's good. What? You didn't get decimals? Oh, that's a later problem. Okay, so that's good. So I divided by 3, got 16 thirds, and then square rooted it. So I think there's like a section for each of those. Tangent lines, horizontal tangent lines, vertical tangent lines. We should finish up 3-2 today. I watched the video for 3-3. Tomorrow. There won't be a test before. There won't be a test before Thanksgiving. Okay, will it be after? Does anybody see the pen cap? Yeah, probably. Do you see it? Very much math. That's what I thought. I was going to start with useless for guys. So enough to solve. So you're going to type in x squared plus x equals solve. And it does calculate. This is a serious situation. I need this. I need this lid. Oh, it's in my pocket. Thanks, guys.
The track on the inside is just like, all just right. I think the word
I'm just take it back.
Is that why you made a new group chat? I made a new group chat with everyone. Oh yeah.
Okay, well. And right now, Brandy's in jail just because of Mormon, but she's actually lesbian. Wow, what a backstory.
Oh, is that why Gearbo was in our class today?
Mr. Romans came into our school. He was my coworker once. I like telling people that it's fascinating. At a brewing supply store in Ann Arbor.
Was Bill this guy? Yeah, Mr. Romans. There's chips. Juice. Oh, no. You really gotta think of fucking
And I met it off house.
and Billy stuff. And he's like, watch, I can do the splits. Boom. And we'll go, be careful with those chips. And Billy looks really pissed.
What you did?
8 questions about
You had to snitch on your teachers.
well,
Digital.
some of us tried.
Get riches.
But it's not supposed to be like teacher specific, right? It's more like a building
Well,
overview.
no,
Or
it was supposed to be. A couple of
some people
students
took a different turn.
very made it
back? What did you do?
You didn't dress well enough for us. What did I do?
I was just kidding. I
You
think
told me what it was about. You don't have to tell me the person. But you have to tell me what they were ripping.
Doesn't have to be that either.
Certain people were very outspoken about the swimming organization as a whole.
What?
Birthday cruise boys.
I can't tell you.
It was definitely the Hobses and the cruise.
I don't think they were on that group.
No, the
Yeah, but they walked in anyways. And then,
was it? Okay, blink twice and it was Hobses.
Make time to do it.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
I can get it.
I had no idea what was going on.
Walk down. Oh, wait, I got it. Cancel your walk.
She said anything about me?
Oh no, then she wasn't.
She said something about me?
No, then it wasn't me. It was my sister. It was my little sister.
I think she said something about me.
That's how you guys play.
Tell you what I told her. No, it was not. She went into the locker room and cried every single time, and we followed her all in there because she was crying. I didn't. I just laughed. Because I bullied her because she told me that she supported Hitler in the back of my car. I don't care.
I did.
Yeah. And I said, what is wrong with you? And then she got on that. Okay, Carrie and I go literally every time she cried, they would like try to figure out a situation, like a solution. And then her mom talked to my mom, called my mom, told my parents, and my parents were like, we don't care about you. That's, and then it was like, yes. That is such a lie. I heard you went to swim again. That is such a lie.
I'm a senior. I'm done now.
That is such a lie. Every single time she ran by, like, Carrie would, like, try to figure something out. Carrie talked to me about it. She was like, Ella doesn't feel included. Can you do something about it? And then I would try to do something.
She was.
That makes no sense. She's like, do you know how many times we had this solar when she was around? No, we aren't supposed to know who it is. She's like, yeah. Oh, no, definitely not. We don't know who tell what? Yeah, what are we talking about? That is
That's the one that said play.
she's on a team 1 year. No, we won't. No, she's not. She's not. She's not faking it. Yeah, but the discussion tonight we're gonna have. You heard a little rumor.
I've heard everywhere.
People are like, are you sure? Are you sure she's racist? She literally. That just makes no sense. That just makes no sense. And even when we try to say something, we can't help what's actually. That is so bad. Yeah. Where have you been?
I've been here. I've never understood it. That's why I'm asking that so many times.
You didn't steal it.
That makes no sense. Do you know how many times I would give her a hug? And I was like, can you just stop crying so I can sleep? You know how many times I cried out when you say hi? Well, that's it, like, it's fine. If you're
Wait,
racist,
so
I don't care. We
We
did everything we could to try to make her feel
I
safe.
did.
But I get it.
So Billy was a stranger.
I literally, during our young meet, I was so stressed out. I was so stressed out about the situation. I was there crying in Carrie's office because I was absolutely
It wasn't
because people wouldn't stop being mean to her. I didn't talk to her. Mary Kate would always run into the locker room. Mary is
song.
I had a
That
plan
is
like
so-
the other day to remind myself what it was.
No, because don't pause.
Well, you know.
That was pretty fun.
All right.
I believe you.
I mean, I have
Gee,
this
that's
so
super
fun.
good. Nice.
I have this so fun. And my cat actually ate right now. That cat's not inside, so I just
Oh, wait, there's my one.
I just had them.